my god, it looks like a huge...
Pecker!
Oh, yeah.
Greetings, fellow mortals. Just a reminder, saying it's just my opinion is for cowards. I am not afraid of criticism. Do you remember the circle game? You know, back in high school, my friends always tried to get me to look at their OK symbol below their waist. Then they would theoretically get a free punch in on my shoulder. But I never fell for it because their faces always gave it away. But one of my friends improvised by shoving the OK symbol in my face and shouting, "Major look," and then I would counter that by saying that it was like flipping someone off with your pinky finger. It kind of loses the impact. Anyway, that's my long story of saying that Blue Eye Samurai shoves a lot of flaccid genitals in your face and acting like anyone wants to see these tiny, swinging, animated penises. Not even gay men wanted that in this show, which is weird because those cost a significant amount of money to animate. Why would I point this out? Well, that's because it's the one single issue I had with Blue Eye Samurai. Everything else about it was perfect. The animation, the music, the characterization, the history, the cultural issues, the fight scenes. Oh my God, the fight scenes. It was like gore candy to my eyes. You see, this is why I defend animation. They can achieve a lot that live action cannot without CGI. And the decapitations, cutting bodies in half, impalements, dismemberment, stabbing, slicing, shooting, and pouring out of your steaming internal organs would have been a lot harder to do in live action. If you don't know, Blue Eye Samurai follows the story of Mizu, a swordswoman pretending to be a man, while traveling in the country of Japan in search of 4 white men. While Japan has been closed to the outside world for a long time, the shogun allowed these 4 to smuggle supplies, opium, weapons, and flesh in exchange for gold. These 4 have run amok, and one of them helped conceive Mizu. She's out to kill them for the death of her mother, even though they really didn't kill her mother, and she hates her mother, and none of the white men did anything to her personally other than conceive her, and the story becomes so complicated that it really all comes down to Mizu's self-hatred of one half of her genes. But yeah, that's basically the premise. It's a revenge story that absolutely delights in the violence. Mizu cuts through waves and waves of men. She's ungodly levels of durable, and cannot get hypothermia apparently. Yeah, after the second episode, I decided to assume that there was something magical about her. Just go with what she can achieve. There's no trying to be realistic here, which is fine. I imagine her like Logan Ninefingers from the first Law trilogy. By the way, you need to find a way to listen to the audiobook versions of those 3 books. I swear to you, the voice acting makes it great. It is literally the best trilogy I have ever read and listened to. Go read it now. Why are you waiting? Along the way, Mizu runs into an interesting collection of characters. Ringo is a handless noodle chef desiring to be great. As such, he follows after Mizu, wanting to be her apprentice. Taigen is a samurai Mizu defeats early in the series. Having lost everything, he has 3 choices: defeat Mizu in an honorable duel, run away in disgrace, or tag himself out. You can guess what he picks. Akemi is a princess who is frustrated that she doesn't have any choices in her life. In the 1600s, in Japan. Yeah, they established early just what it's like for women during this period of time. It's pretty well established in the show that women were not treated as people, which makes Akemi's journey more frustrating because everyone is screaming at her what the right thing to do is. But by the end, her growth, realizations, and development was the best in the show. It doesn't change that Ringo is the best character. I love that guy so much. His bubbliness, his suffering, his way of working around the fact that he doesn't have any hands. I even grew to appreciate Taigen as he transitions from the typical samurai to a man who realizes how ego will weigh you down.
Really makes you think.
Plus, there's many other great characters. The Sword Father, Madame Kaji, Shindo, and the antagonist Fowler. Get it? Foul? Real subtle there, show. But he was a standout because I loved to hate him. He's deplorable, but in a way that you want to see more of him. He's intimidating, cunning, and vicious. I also, and this part is a joke by the way, just to make it clear, like the fact that the animators just outright say that white people are the toughest. Best at killing and planning. All of Japan crumbles before their might. Once again, this is a troll comment, calm down. Although they show over and over again that this is true in their opinion. Are they okay in the head over there? After all, Mizu is the unstoppable force. She will continue charging forward in her obsession of killing these men for revenge that she kind of made up. No spoilers, but you'll see as you watch the show. Mizu's revenge isn't really revenge, it is literally internalized self-hatred from everyone treating her like complete garbage for her entire life. Literally everyone calls her ugly, even her blind sword-making master and our apprentice Ringo, just because she has blue eyes. The more you think about it here, the more you realize that this girl really just needs a therapist.
Stop it. Get some help.
But boy, is this more entertaining. Her obsession always drives her forward, slaughtering everyone who stands in her way. Her development is always one step forward, 2 steps back. It is fascinating to watch. The character development is amazing, along with the setting. Not going to lie, I don't know everything about ancient Japan, but this show got me to look up facts to see what was true and what was not, which is really cool. I learned real things because of Blue Eye Samurai, not something that happens a lot in television. And just because I kind of skipped over this fact, this show is stunningly beautiful. There were many times where I just paused the show to take in the scenery and the effects. It's like what I wanted to do with The Boy and the Heron while I was in the theater. Just fantastic work, gorgeous stuff. It really brought the show up in my eyes. I'll probably rewatch some of the scenes just to see how beautiful it is again, and then to see the fighting scenes. And then I could observe all of the amazing dialogue again and laugh at all the jokes. You know what? It might just be time to completely rewatch the entire season again. There is some bad news though. Well, mixed news. George R.R. Martin loves Blue Eye Samurai. He wants the Game of Thrones spinoff to be animated just like this, which is brilliant, but it also is another excuse for him not to finish his damn books. Look, I know you came up with stuff for Elden Ring and have House of the Dragons going on, but let's face it, he is not doing much with them. It's more about his name value. He's literally stalling like SpongeBob because he's stuck. For the love of God, George, lock yourself in a room and finish the damn books. Anyway, I place Blue Eye Samurai up there with Arcane in terms of Netflix quality. Just a brilliant show. Almost perfect. Something I could rewatch over and over and over again. Something that I can think about over and over and over again. Something that I can enjoy random screenshots over and over and over again. And luckily, the second season is already approved. I cannot wait to see it in winter of 2026. That's not going to be a long wait at all. I hope that we don't all die in that time, but quality is worth the wait.
1 million, zillion, jillion, dillion, cotillion times later.
I honestly do not have a whole lot of criticisms for this show. The characters, the plot, the setting, the themes, the music, the visuals, everything was just top notch. I could probably gush about this show for hours, but I won't do that. Blue Eye Samurai is up there with The Glory and John Wick 4 as 2023's best revenge stories. And it's a good twist on a revenge story too. It's more about how internal hatred always comes out and hurts the people around you. Or in Akemi's case, that women should have choices, which is kind of low-hanging fruit, but hey, we're criticizing the 1600s here. What are you gonna do? But I will end on quoting my wife, who watched the show with me and loved it. There was a formula for every single episode. Gore, sex, gore. It was a gore sandwich. Just perfect. It was a joke on her part, but it was very accurate. If you watch the show, you'll figure it out. No wonder George R.R. Martin loved it. But at least we know he still has good taste. You're welcome to disagree with all this. That's fine. After all, everyone is entitled to their objectively wrong opinion.
Blue Eye
Hey, do you like stories about an interconnected world? Then consider giving my LPCO books a try. They are all connected in some way, but you can jump in at any point, unless it's a series. Then you have to start at the beginning. But I got 3 books out right now and 3 coming next year. You will not have to wait long for content. Either way, thank you. I appreciate you. Do not despair.